Hi everybody and welcome to Let's Talk About It. I'm Shania.
I'm Hope.
I'm Michelle.
And I'm Rochelle.
And this is Let's Talk About It. So what you ladies want to talk about this week?
Well, I want to know how was everybody's week first.
Good. It was good. It was good.
Yeah, good. Well, I had a job interview.
Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you very much.
How did it go?
Good for the interview.
I think it went really well. It was criminal defense work, which I'm excited about doing, so I'm just waiting to hear about the second interview. But the hard part is I'm totally concerned about daycare. You know, and the cost of daycare. Because, see, the oldest is in daycare, but only 2 days a week.
Right.
And that runs us $400 a month.
Right.
Wow. For 2 days a week.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But the youngest can't go to her school because he's not 2 yet.
Right. So you got to put them in a separate place.
2 separate daycares.
And what's tricky about that is you have to get a job that pays you a price that makes sense to even put them in daycare.
Exactly.
You can't just take any old job anymore because I'm just basically paying to put my child in school. I might as well stay home with her.
Yeah.
Right, and that, I mean, you have her in part-time. Once you start working full-time, that price goes way up.
Right.
I mean, it's like a
Yeah. We're looking at like $1,600 for both of them in daycare. For
Right.
wow.
Oh my
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
a mortgage or a
It is a mortgage.
Yeah. Do you have your child in daycare right now?
Yeah. She's three times a week, half a day. And it's running us, what's 5 something?
Yeah. Y'all pay me
Buy
enough.
something for half days?
Yeah.
Because Kamari is in 3 days, full day, and it's like 4 something.
Yeah. You know, because our kids are in the same daycare.
Yeah.
It's cheaper to go 2 days full time
Right.
than it is to do 3 days half time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Priya's going full-time, and, you know, when she was going full-time, I was paying, I'd say, $625
A month.
a month.
Yeah.
Why are these
And
things
that's kind of cheap.
Yeah, that one's a good price.
But you know, here's the thing. Like, my husband and I were talking about it, and he was like, well, you know, it is expensive, but they're taking care of our babies, and, you know, the cost, you know, we can never pay them enough type of thing. But I'm like, yeah, but still, I guess maybe because you're thinking about how can I work and still afford childcare.
That's the thing.
Maybe if you weren't working to afford childcare, then it wouldn't seem like such a big deal.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right.
Because and then it's trial and error, like the places you go.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yes.
that's another concern of mine because the baby's gonna have to go from a separate school from Jordan. Like,
I would say referrals only
Yeah.
as far as that is concerned.
yeah,
Definitely referrals only because
Yeah.
you can't just trust anybody with your child. And in that respect, what your husband's saying is so true. If you got to pay more for them to go to somebody that you know was referred
Yeah.
to you,
Yes.
it's worth it.
It's worth
yeah,
And you know what I've learned is I think when I have another child that I would put her in a situation where it's also kind of, they're learning, you know, instead of like a long, you know, babysitting thing.
Right.
You know, I would put her in a situation where him or her, in a situation where they're learning because
Yeah.
I think that's a waste of time too. Even though I trust that person with my child,
Right.
right.
but it's just,
You don't need them to play all day.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's the other thing about daycare. They do play all day. They watch TV.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, they get their diaper changed, you know, regularly.
Right.
It's a whole thing. I mean, what about, having someone come to your home? Is it same?
Ooh, that's no way.
That's even
a nanny.
more. That's even more.
Yes.
More.
Back in the day when I was able to afford a nanny. Oh, I loved it. But that was $400 a week.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's more.
Yeah.
And now that I'm back to reality, that ain't happening.
Was
But
that
I had
like all day?
It was all day, but I had no choice because that's when I was working on a series full time. And I had like 12, 16-hour days, and daycares don't do that.
Right.
So I had no choice but to hire a nanny.
Right.
Yeah. So it
Yeah.
got pretty
Well,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, it can. I mean, our only help right now is, you know, I get work and a good salary, then we're just gonna, it'll be trial and error. We'll try some places and see how it works. And hopefully, you know, he'll hang in there until he can go where Jordan goes.
And we can hang in there until they're ready to go to school. We don't got to pay for nothing. Oh, yeah. Well, that's another story. You might want to jump the Praga.
Yeah.
That's another episode.
That's a whole nother
That's a
issue.
whole nother
Yeah.
episode. So
But if any women are out there who need some advice or information, we definitely can share because we've gone through the trial and error.
exactly.
So email us. We have worlds of information that will help you
Right.
through your decision.
And if you have referrals of daycare centers, home, or private or public in the San Fernando Valley area, post it on our Facebook page.
And our email address is letstalkaboutit4
Mhm.
@yahoo.com.
Well, do.